Hi, I'm Shailendra, and we all are at the Narginji Reserve in New South Wales, and we were just having a discussion, and we thought, let's put up the camera and have that conversation on record about AI. So I have with me today Aruna. Hi Aruna, how are you doing?
Hi Shailendra, I'm fine. How are you?
Good stuff. And Satya. Hi Satya, how are you?
Very good, Shailendra. Nice to meet you again.
Good stuff. We were talking about use cases, and the use case that really occurred to me was the one where I sent out my location, that where I am, and you both followed and reached that location, and that what it all contained components of AI. It contained IoT, it contained GPS connecting to the satellite and getting that signal right there. It was having voice, the conversational AI in it, which was talking to you while you were driving and all that stuff. That is, to me, a very good use case of AI. Any use case that comes to mind? Satya, your turn.
I think I had one, and I was talking, about entertainment, and Netflix did really a good one. Like, you go to the movies. Traditionally, what you've done in movies is you go to a movie and it's scripted, right? So the start is defined, the end is defined. You basically go and watch it. What Netflix had done is, I think the movie is called Black Mirror, if I got the name right. They had created about the real length is about 150 minutes. It had divided into 250 segments. So as an individual, you can choose the trajectory and path you want to watch the movie through. And believe me, with that, 150 minutes real time, 250 segments, it had about 1 trillion pathways to watch the movie, and you can choose your actors as well.
Oh, wow.
That is, from an entertainment perspective,
Yeah.
we three are there, we're watching the same movie, but the end that we basically came to the conclusion was totally different to what I experienced, to what you experienced, to what you experienced. So that's one.
So that is already done.
That's already been done. It's in product. It actually came out in 2018.
So the reason why I say that is because I was having this session, and I was talking to one of our senior Bollywood entertainment industry personnel, and we were talking about AI in Bollywood, or AI in movies, right? And an idea came to me in my mind was, and I don't know the audience, if there is an audience from India, Sholay, the cult movie of our times, had they created 2 climaxes. And one of the climax they kept and one they dropped. And actually they changed the climax after the film was released, and the film became a hit later down the line. But I was talking to the guys and said, well, you know what they will do is, going forward, they will shoot 5 or 10 climaxes, and based on your character, based on what you are and who you are, you will be given a different climax. And that was what I had said to someone three months ago, that this is what is likely to happen, and now you're telling me something which is on the same lines, but I've gone a bit too far.
No, I think, my conversation with Shailendra has always been, I give him a use case, and he'll always counteract that use case, 5 years or 10 years ago, or 20 years, something like that happens. And it's such a, it's actually a power thing, the AI, actually, that concept existed in the past, right? It is just that now it has been launched, and you're able to basically, put it forward in a commercial space, and that may be thanks to cloud computing and storage and all of those different elements that were not possible at that point in time because of a cost and resource structure which has now been made possible.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, because AI has been there for a very, very long time. It's not something, from 50s onwards it's been there. But I think unfortunately we're not able to use the power of AI because we didn't have the storage and have the grunt, processing power that is required. And I think now it's a confluence of all the forces coming together that, is just become a big hit. Yeah,
absolutely. So any use case that comes to your mind?
I mean, I look at very simple use cases. Do a Google search, do a Siri, do a Alexa, Microsoft Word, dictation, transcription, all of this. I think even whatever we do in day-to-day our life, there are a lot of AI use cases. And me from a commercial perspective, been in the financial services industry for a very long time. I've got use cases pertinent to financial crimes and credit risk and all of that stuff. But in terms of everyday, each and everything now, I think without AI we can't even live anymore. Looks like it. It's been touching everyone's life.
I have a different opinion on that, and the only thing that I think is that it's not AI yet. These are various use cases of components or the building blocks of AI that when they come together in its true sense will make what is AI.
Yeah.
We are still, I think, 3 to 4 years away from what it can do, but still, to your point, yes, we've got building blocks of AI which are now getting delivered, which
Yeah.
are now getting
Small.
in small use cases that have
Yeah.
been delivered, and they're getting together to make a different use case,
Yeah.
and then a different use case, and what's going to happen is when they all come together, and that's where AI is going to, but everyone has a different definition of AI today.
Yeah.
It is very, very confusing for a lot of people
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean,
one of the things that also sprung to mind is that there's been a conception, and maybe Aruna, that you've been in the industry talking about it. A lot of people fear about AI, that AI is actually going to displace a lot of jobs, and I think my view is that although it's going to displace a lot of jobs, it's going to create a lot of jobs as well. And I think those different use cases that we just talked about, it's going to be pockets of opportunity. It's just that we've not been able to harness that.
yeah, I mean, you're right, because that's something I keep iterating in all my stages, that there is just fear, right? They don't know it's going to take off all the jobs, but the thing is, you're losing one job, but you actually, rather than doing mundane jobs, which is going to get boredom, you get the machines to do that and look for something better and exciting and innovative. That's what our, human brains are. Look for, stretch yourself and innovate. This,
I'll give you a very classic example on this, and I say that all the time. In the early 1900s, there were horse carriages, right? And those were the taxis,
yeah,
and they were doing great. And then came the motor cars,
yeah,
which were the taxis, which then replaced all the horse carriage taxi, right? So there was a lot of hue and cry that all those guys who were like who were the drivers to those horse carriages
Yeah.
lost their jobs.
yeah,
But then what happened?
yeah,
Taxi drivers were created.
yeah, exactly.
And for 100 years,
Yeah.
we've been living with taxi drivers as one of, it became a necessity up until recently, when we say, oh, now we will not have drivers for the cars.
Driverless cars,
They'll be driverless
automated
cars.
Yeah, I know you to that example, right? Yes, that there is driverless car, but the minute you put these driverless cars, the people who are sitting there, and I actually read somewhere, there's a lot of commercial opportunities. The people are going to be shopping in there. People
yeah.
are going to be
Oh, exactly,
all of that.
exactly.
Additional business that's going to come. Before it was not possible because you're busy driving or focused on
Exactly,
that. So
exactly.
there's always new opportunities that comes up. I think the main thing is, when any new revolution, I call AI as a revolution by itself, is adapting yourself. Don't that's where change management is very, very important.
Absolutely.
Culture, even for AI to succeed in business, you need to have the culture. That's very important. You need to have the culture to change, adapt, and innovate.
Absolutely.
Culture is really, really important, and I think one of the reasons why AI has also not been able to lift is because of that cultural shift. What's going to do? There are some people it's going to displace my job, so rather than me actually playing with it, let's put that on the side as a side project and not work about it. But I guess as we embrace more and more, and we have that cultural change coming through,
Yeah.
that would really basically embrace AI moving forward as well.
Good stuff. So thank you very much, guys. It was pleasure having you here, and it's a new experience.
Thanks for inviting us, Shailendra.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Because in a natural environment, talking about AI, it's been a new experience for me.
Well, for me too.
So it's good.
That was good, nice weather as
Yeah.
well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Connecting
nice
to
weather.
the nature.
Connecting to the nature.